You may not realize this, but there are subtle habits that are silently holding you back from the life that you desire. If you feel like you are stuck and you just don't know how to break free and get moving forward again, then this video is for you. I'm going to uncover the 6 specific habits that may be keeping you stuck, and I am going to provide actionable strategies to help you to break free. These habits can be really sneaky, but I'm going to shed some light on each of them and show you how they might be holding you back without you realizing it. It's time to shake off the inertia, take charge of your life, and step into the future you desire. Now, if you've watched me here on YouTube before, then welcome back. But if you are new to my channel, then welcome. I'm Dr. Kim Foster, and I am an MD turned coach and wellness expert. Now let's dive in. The first habit that can keep us stuck is negative self-talk. Negative self-talk can be incredibly detrimental because it shapes your perception of yourself and what you're capable of. When you constantly criticize yourself or doubt your abilities and those nasty words are running in a loop in your head, it creates a self-fulfilling prophecy because you start to believe that you're not capable of achieving your goals. And from there, that creates a lack of confidence and motivation, and that makes it really difficult to take risks or pursue opportunities. Plus, negative self-talk often magnifies your setbacks and failures, making them seem completely insurmountable. Instead of seeing setbacks as learning experiences or temporary obstacles, when we're trapped in negative self-talk, we interpret them as proof of our incompetence or unworthiness. And that leads to a further cycle of avoidance and self-sabotage and makes us shy away from challenges or opportunities because we're afraid of failure. Negative self-talk makes it really hard to overcome your limiting beliefs and pursue your goals with conviction. So how do you break free? Well, one effective trick to break free from negative self-talk is to practice self-compassion. This involves treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a close friend facing a similar situation. When you really tune in to the nasty things you say to yourself, like "you're useless" or "why are you so stupid," can you imagine saying those same words to somebody that you care about? You would never. So take the same approach with yourself. When negative thoughts arise, acknowledge them without judgment, that's super important, and then challenge them with compassionate and realistic self-talk. This shift in perspective is going to help you to break the cycle of self-criticism and foster a more positive and supportive inner dialogue. Ultimately, that will help you to empower you to overcome your obstacles and move forward with confidence. The next habit that keeps us stuck is this: lack of prioritization. So there's a quote by David Allen that says, "You can do anything, but not everything." And oh my God, is this so true? Lack of prioritization can be a major factor in keeping people stuck because it leads to a scattered and unfocused approach to life and work. So here's how. Without clear priorities, we can easily feel overwhelmed by all the tasks and responsibilities that are competing for our attention. This causes overwhelm and decision fatigue, where we just struggle to make meaningful progress because we're constantly shifting our focus from one thing to another. When everything seems urgent and important, it's really easy to get caught in a cycle of busyness without actually making any meaningful progress towards your goals. And this lack of direction is incredibly demotivating and disheartening and creates a feeling of frustration and stagnation. Without prioritization, we can also easily miss out on important opportunities because we're just way too preoccupied with less important tasks or distractions. And this hinders our personal and professional growth because we're failing to allocate our time and resources effectively towards activities that actually align with our long-term goals. Without clear priorities, we struggle to manage our time effectively. Tasks take longer to complete than necessary, deadlines get missed, and important projects just slip through the cracks. A few really great books that I have read about this topic are Essentialism by Greg McKeown, The One Thing by Gary Keller and Jay Papasan, and Deep Work by Cal Newport. One powerful trick for overcoming this habit is adopting a mindset of ruthless prioritization. This is when you're going to identify the single most important task, which you can think of as your MIT, or most important task. This is the one thing that will have the greatest impact on your goals or objectives. By ruthlessly focusing on this task and dedicating your best time and energy to its completion before anything else, you make sure that you're making progress on what truly matters. This trick helps you cut through the noise and all the distractions and provides clarity and direction. Ultimately, that is what's going to get you unstuck and moving forward toward significant progress and achieving your big goals. As Bruce Lee said, the successful warrior is the average man with laser-like focus. Okay, moving on to habit number 3 that is keeping you stuck: mindless consumption. Mindless consumption is the habit of engaging in passive activities without intention or awareness, things like scrolling through social media, binge watching TV shows, or endlessly browsing the internet. So here is why this habit can keep you stuck. Mindless consumption often consumes large chunks of time without providing meaningful returns. Hours can easily slip away unnoticed, leaving very little room for activities that would promote your personal growth or productivity or your well-being. Mindless consumption is, of course, a form of escapism, allowing us to avoid facing uncomfortable emotions, responsibilities, or challenges in our lives. And while temporarily soothing, this kind of avoidance ultimately perpetuates our feelings of stagnation and dissatisfaction. We all know that social media and other forms of mindless consumption often present curated, idealized versions of reality that can foster feelings of inadequacy or dissatisfaction with your own life. Constant exposure to passive content also lessens your creativity, and it has been linked to negative mental health outcomes, including feelings of anxiety, depression, and stress. Not to mention that it can mess with your sleep patterns, which further worsens mental health issues and contributes to feelings of being stuck in a rut. So, what to do? Well, Marie Forleo has a great mantra about this: create before you consume. For me, this is a powerful antidote to the passive consumption habits that can just easily hold us back from realizing our full potential. When you prioritize creation over consumption, that means that you are taking proactive control of your time and energy, rather than passively consuming content without purpose or intention. It also reminds us that our time is a precious resource, and by dedicating it to creating something meaningful, whether it's writing or painting or brainstorming ideas or working on personal projects, we can tap into our creativity and hone our skills and make progress towards our goals. Okay, let's move on to the next habit, number 4, overcommitment. So this is the habit of taking on way more obligations and responsibilities and commitments than you can realistically handle. Basically, it boils down to an inability to say no. Here's how this habit can keep you stuck. First, overcommitting leads to a scarcity of time as we find ourselves spread too thin across various tasks and obligations. This makes it difficult to focus on important priorities or pursue our own goals. We get trapped in a cycle of busyness without meaningful progress. Also, juggling a whole bunch of commitments creates heightened levels of stress and anxiety. The constant pressure to meet deadlines and fulfill obligations can quickly lead to burnout. As I mentioned, overcommitment often stems from a reluctance to say no, basically people pleasing. And then we're ruled by feelings of guilt or obligation, which makes it even harder to break from the cycle of overcommitment and to prioritize our own needs and goals. Constantly being overcommitted also puts a strain on relationships with friends and family and colleagues. When you're not making time for important personal connections because you've got all these other obligations, that can lead to feelings of isolation and loneliness, which even further contributes to the sense of being stuck. So one effective trick for avoiding the overcommitment habit and learning to say no is to implement the pause and reflect technique. When faced with a new request or opportunity, instead of immediately saying yes out of habit or, of course, because you're afraid of disappointing other people, take a moment to pause and reflect on your current commitments and priorities. Ask yourself if taking on this new commitment truly aligns with your overarching goals and values, and whether you actually do have the time and resources to dedicate to it without sacrificing your well-being or existing obligations. If the answer is no, practice assertively and respectfully declining the request, or possibly negotiating alternative arrangements that better suits your capacity. By giving yourself permission to pause and reflect before committing, you empower yourself to make intentional choices that honor your priorities and prevent overcommitment. I do this all the time. My mom actually, she recently said to me, "I've noticed that you always say that, let me think about that and get back to you." And I was like, Yes, you figured it out. It's just one way that I protect my time and make sure that I am not jumping into saying yes to something that I really need to say no to out of the momentary impulse to people please or avoid conflict or whatever. Okay, habit number 5 is this: fear of failure. Fear of failure is a very common psychological barrier that can hold us back from taking risks or pursuing our goals. So here is how this fear can keep you stuck. Fear of failure leads us to simply avoid challenges or opportunities that could lead to personal or professional growth. Instead of embracing new experiences, we stay nice and cozy within our comfort zone. Fear of failure can also fuel perfectionistic tendencies where we have to do everything just so, and that can lead to procrastination and indecision because we're striving for a flawless exterior performance and avoiding taking risks that could result in failure. Fear of failure erodes our self-confidence, leading us to doubt our abilities. And that can manifest as imposter syndrome, where we feel like frauds despite evidence of our competence, and that leads to a reluctance to pursue opportunities. So one powerful trick for overcoming fear of failure and breaking free from its paralyzing grip is to reframe failure as a necessary stepping stone to success through the practice of failing forward. Instead of viewing failure as the final outcome or reflection of your worth, see it as a valuable opportunity for growth and learning. As Arianna Huffington said, failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of success. Embrace the mindset that every setback is simply feedback that can inform and refine your approach, bringing you one step closer to your goals. By reframing failure as an essential part of the journey towards success, you can cultivate resilience and courage and a willingness to take calculated risks. Embrace failure as a teacher, not a deterrent, and use it as fuel to propel yourself forward towards your aspirations. And use Oprah's words: think like a queen. A queen is not afraid to fail. Failure is another stepping stone to greatness. Okay, the 6th and final habit, and this one might be the sneakiest and the hardest to understand, is self-sabotage. Self-sabotage occurs when we do things that undermine our own success or well-being. So here's an example. Let's say you have a goal of advancing in your career and increasing your income. You have got some ambitious career goals for yourself. However, despite your qualifications and potential, you repeatedly find yourself hesitant to speak up in meetings or take on new projects or advocate for your own advancement. The underlying reason for this self-sabotage may be a combination of things, but here are a few reasons that could be at play. 1, imposter syndrome. As we talked about a minute ago, you might doubt your own abilities and feel like a fraud, despite evidence of your accomplishments and your abilities. 2, fear of rejection. Maybe you fear rejection or criticism from other people at work. Maybe you worry about making mistakes or being judged negatively, so you self-sabotage and don't actually put yourself out there, even though that's exactly what you need to do to get ahead. 3 is scarcity mindset. This is when you perceive opportunities for advancement as scarce and competitive. Maybe you worry that pursuing your own goals will come at the expense of others, or that there just won't be enough opportunities to go around, which can lead you to hold yourself back out of a sense of self-preservation. And 4, fear of success. This is when you worry about what might happen if you were to actually achieve this goal. Maybe you worry that if you increase your income, then family members are going to come out of the woodwork to ask you for money, which means that you believe, maybe subconsciously, that making more money is unsafe. And if that's what you believe deep down, then you are going to hold yourself back. No matter what the underlying cause, when you're self-sabotaging, it's like you've got one foot on the gas pedal and one foot on the brake. Part of you wants it, but because not all of you wants it, you subconsciously sabotage your efforts so you don't get it. The way to break the habit of self-sabotage is to explore and clear your unconscious blocks. You need to delve into the deeper layers of your psyche to identify and address hidden beliefs or patterns that may be contributing to self-sabotage. The best way to start is with some self-reflection, like journaling, where you can explore your thoughts and your emotions and behaviors in a non-judgmental way. As you journal, pay attention to recurring themes or patterns that emerge, like self-critical thoughts, fear of failure, or feelings of unworthiness. And once you've identified your unconscious blocks, you can work on reframing them or releasing them. Therapy can often be quite helpful with this, but it's also possible to work through things on your own with practices like mindfulness, affirmations, and building positive self-talk. Okay, so there we have it. Those are the 6 habits that might be keeping you stuck. As always, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these habits do you realize now you've been doing? Which one resonates the most with you? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, then I think that you are going to love this video that I uploaded recently called The 5 Habits That Can Actually Transform Your Life. So go ahead and check it out next, and I will see you over there. Okay, pause. Hey kiddo. Okay, hang on. I'm recording, so just give me 10 minutes. My battery is low, so I gotta go. All right, let's try that again.